federal government has approved a total sum of 52.97 billion naira for various projects in the ministries of Education, Works, Housing and Aviation. The respective ministers revealed this to journalists at the end of a Federal Executive Council meeting presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari at the council chambers of the Aso Rock Villa in Abuja. The projects include the completion of Phase 2 of the 2.6-kilometer-long Uto Bridge in Ikenke, Delta State, the National Library of Nigeria Headquarters Building Complex in Abuja, and the procurement and installation of radar signaling equipment in 9 airports nationwide. Our correspondent Sydney Okafor has more details in this report.
Human rights abuses, corruption and impunity has remained one of the major social vices in Nigeria. In the recent published 2021 Human Freedom Index, Nigeria placed 123rd among 165 countries and territories ranking the study. To upscale Nigerian observance of international best practice on human rights, the federal government has approved an action plan 2022 to 2026. The approval, according to the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, followed the Buhari-led administration compliance with the National Human Rights Commission and the payment of 135 million naira to victims and family members of victims of the Apple 6 killing of June 2005.
The government of President Muhammadu Buhari took steps to ensure the payment of the 135 million to the Apple 6 in compliance with the recommendations of the National Human Rights Commission, thereby giving teeth to the Human Rights Commission in terms of compliance with the recommendation. You are equally aware that the Committee for the Protection of Journalists, which is an international committee, had equally adjudged Nigeria as the only African country last year that has been in full compliance in terms of the protection of the rights of the journalists, taking into consideration that not a single incident of death of a journalist has been recorded in Nigeria arising.
The council has also approved the sum of $1.2 million for 40 luxurious buses made available for the immediate evacuation of Nigerians stranded in Sudan.
We're liaising with our embassy in Egypt as well. So we've been able to overcome a number of challenges and have started the process, which we're very happy about. We secured a significant number of luxurious buses because the distances are quite considerable, and so we started the process, and it'll take maybe a couple of days to evacuate everybody.
The good news is that no Nigerian life has been lost so far. I think it's important to stress that all Nigerians are very safe and that we have not lost any life so far, and we are very confident and very hopeful that we shall not lose any Nigerian life, inshallah, in this exercise.
While assuring that no Nigerian was lost in the evacuation, the Minister of Foreign Affairs says delay encountered in the process is normal as the government gets permission from the Sudanese government.
The Nigerian aviation workers are striking principally for 3 reasons. Reason number 1, they said the conditions of service for the agencies. Number 2 is minimum wage implementation. And number 3, they're talking about demolition of the headquarters or the office of FAN in Lagos. So condition of service is not in our hands. It's in the salaries and income wages. I personally, as a minister, went there with the union 3 times to fast track that process. So that is being looked at by the appropriate authority, and I think they are fast tracking it. On the implementation of the minimum wage, that also Accountant General's Office, Ministry of Finance, and the agency concerned are working hard to ensure that that happens.
Speaking on the lingering strike action of the Aviation Union, the Minister of Aviation mentioned various steps taken by the ministry in addressing the challenges. The Council has also approved an initial sum of 6 billion naira for the construction of a new corporate headquarters of Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development. Sydney Okafor, TV360 News, Abuja.